Today we're covering the 2023 Mazda CX-9 Signature trim. So let's see if we even fit in the car. We're going to check out the ingress. All right, stepping into the car at my height, I'm 6'6". Knees don't touch the steering wheel. Very comfortable. Close the door. Also comfortable. Nothing's touching over here. Let's check the egress. Getting back out. I don't have to do a deep squat. Easy for me to step out. Overall, the egress for a tall guy, spectacular. Let's talk about knee room. So I actually have this is a telescoping steering wheel. I actually have it kind of towards the top, but not all the way. I have plenty of room for my knees here, and I'll show you even how high it goes. It goes several inches higher and telescopes in and out. I would say a negative to this car would be the amount of knee room to the side here towards the console. I enjoy having a little bit more of an angle towards my accelerator and towards my brake. It seems to be stopping that prematurely. You can even see the difference between angles of my right leg versus my left. My left has plenty of room. Right leg's kind of jammed up against the console. One of the surprising things about this particular car is most sunroofs, when I sit in a vehicle that has a sunroof, this piece right here projects down and actually reduces the amount of headspace that I have. And here I have plenty of headspace, like there's no sunroof. Most of the time I kind of have to tilt into the sunroof area to be able to sit up straight. Not with this car. It's great. So I have very long legs. I have a 40-inch inseam, and with shoes on, who knows, even longer. So what I have here is, I mean, we're talking 5, maybe 6 inches off of my knee. So potentially, if I had someone taller in the back, I could even move forward to give them some more room. I'm very impressed with the distance that I have for my knees here. So when it comes to pedal spacing, we can assume that tall guys have probably fairly large feet and definitely long feet. So as far as length goes, this is fine. However, this pedal, when it comes to the right side of this brake versus the wall over here, I have very little room to move back and forth without potentially getting caught. If I was wearing maybe a pair of flip-flops, kind of catch right here. When it comes to the left footrest, it's very comfortable. I feel at ease when I'm driving. I don't feel like the seat is cutting me off here. This is a good angle. The headrest is great. Perfect height. When it comes to the ergonomics of the console and some of the controls in the door, when my seat is all the way back, I do have long arms, but I'm not fully reaching some of these controls without tilting forward. The controls for the screen here are great. They're very ergonomic with this armrest. Shifter's great. In fact, when this is in drive, I can kind of rest my hand on here, no problem. But when it comes to the AC controls, I have to project forward a little bit and actually get to them and kind of leave my seated driving position. This is not a touch screen in this particular car, so that's not a problem. All the controls are right here. So it's a little bit of a reach. So now we're going to see what the back seat looks like if a tall person is sitting in the front. See if I can fit. Okay, here we go. Okay, I am sitting in the mid-row seats. This is actually a 3-row crossover. The seat here does roll forward and backward. I am all the way back, and my knees are jammed into the seat in front of me. So it's interesting how Mazda has these second-row seats oriented, because I actually can look directly over the top of the headrests in front of me. However, as a tall person, my head is jammed into the ceiling here. I would have to slump or drop my head down. It's pretty uncomfortable. Okay, so Mazda has, for the second row of seats here, it does articulate backward. So I was thinking maybe I could regain a little bit of headspace if I just kind of leaned it back a little bit. However, what I noticed when I tried was that the hinge point is not at the hip right here. It's actually up here, and I'll show you what that looks like. That's not comfortable. I do have headroom, but it's not comfortable. So I just moved the front seat to a position that I could still drive in at my height. It wouldn't be as comfortable, but it would be safe. And I'm gonna see how I fit in the back seat with that. So they're touching the front seat. My knees are touching the front seat, but they are not jammed anymore. Much more comfortable. Somehow Mazda, in this amount of space, managed to throw a third row in here. And I know you guys want to see it. Let's see what 6'6" looks like in a third row seat. All right. Here we go. Here we go. We can do this. Okay. Okay. In the third row, pulling this chair back. My feet don't allow it to go back. Size 15 shoe, by the way. Okay. So I actually fit if the second row is in the very first locked position, but if that person wants any leg room at all, they're gonna have to move it back. And I don't really know how to do that from back here. No headroom whatsoever. I have to definitely tilt my head down, and heaven forbid I was in a collision. That would be pretty rough. This is a difficult car to get out of the back seat, so I'm gonna try something that probably most people haven't done. Oh yeah, there we go. I don't know if that's Mazda approved. All right, let's check out the passenger seat. Just because the driver's seat fits a tall person really well doesn't necessarily mean the passenger seat's gonna fit that well. Now, mind you, the signature edition of this car has multiple adjusting seats for the driver and the passenger. That may not be the case with lower trims, so make sure you check. Basically, almost the same seated position. This is great. Plenty of headroom, plenty of leg room. So just to wrap up the 2023 Mazda CX-9 signature trim, where it knocks it out of the park, legroom and headroom. Mazda did an excellent job for tall people. I fit excellent in this car. So where it might miss the mark is this knee relief right here with the console. It does rub. It is a bit of a downside. So for this model, I think Mazda hit it out of the park. This car gets a very high score for tall people.